Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel's reality shows. Today we are joined by the star of the new Lifetime movie, Sins of the Preacher's Wife. We are here tonight with our guest Anna Marie Dobbins, who portrays Beth in the movie. You could may know her from A Royal Christmas on Ice and many more projects. Welcome Anna Marie and thank you for being here today. And
Thanks
welcome.
for having me. Thanks for having me.
Let's begin. Can you tell us a little bit about your character and how she fit into the story of the Sins of the Preacher's Wife?
Yeah, so I play Beth, who is just trying to find a fresh start with her husband, and she recently adopted a new baby, so they're just wanting a fresh start. So they moved to a new town, and they're getting adjusted. She's had a lot of hardships trying to get pregnant, and so they ended up adopting. So they're dealing with, the ins and outs of that, as well as when they move to this new town, they meet some very interesting characters that start, I guess, becoming a little spooky and eerie, I guess, let's say. And things start unfolding, and she learns some crazy truths about the people of this town.
Great, interesting. And what initially drew you to the role and made you want to be a part of this movie?
Yeah, so I've actually worked with this production company before, and so when they sent me the offer if I wanted to do it, I read it over, and one, they're amazing to work with, and then two, it was a different role than I've done in the past. I've done a lot of thrillers, I've done a lot of rom-coms, but this one has she has a lot of backstory. She has a lot of things that she's dealing with different than I've been able to portray before. So I really wanted to take on that challenge.
Great. And how did you prepare for your character and get into their mindset for the role?
So I think I had about 2 weeks to prep, so not a long time. I
Okay.
know. It's usually a quick turnaround. It's just that's just how the industry goes nowadays. It's really quick. So I had
Okay.
about 2 weeks, maybe three. This was about a year ago, so I'm trying to think in my mind. But 2 or 3 weeks to prepare. Yeah, so I had to dive right in. I had to start digesting the character and dissecting and figuring out who she is and why she's there and what she wants. And yeah, it's really speedy time to try to dissect the whole thing, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast? And did you have any particularly memorable moments on set?
Yeah, the cast is amazing. They're all vets of the acting world. Vanessa Angel, I mean, she's been in literally everything. She's a literal angel. She's such a nice and warm person to work with. To have opposite of you. She's very inviting. She wants to play and try different things, which is what you want from a co-star. You don't want someone who's, uptight and is just kind of keeps it themselves. So we had a lot of great bonding times, as well as Judson Mills and Jason Scott, who Judson plays the preacher and Jason plays my husband. They have been also in a million things, and they're just amazing. So to be able to work with that kind of caliber people was just incredible.
Sounds great. And can you describe your character's journey throughout the movie and how she transformed over the course of the story?
Yeah, so let me think of how I can say it without giving too much away.
Yes.
Um, because I want everybody to tune in.
Yes.
Yeah, so she starts off in a really dark place. She's dealt with a lot emotionally, physically, and they're trying to have this fresh start. A lot of obstacles that she's having to overcome throughout the whole journey, but she really finds herself and is able to break free of a lot of the demons per se that she's struggling with, and able to find her own strength again, which is really cool. Um, yeah, I think that's what I can say without saying too much. So she overcomes a lot.
Okay, perfect. And can you tell us about any challenges you faced while filming Scenes of the Preacher's Wife and how you overcame them?
Some of the challenges, yeah. So a lot of it was night shoots because a lot of it takes place at nighttime. So I think the audience doesn't realize what it entails in a night shoot. So it usually means you're starting at maybe at 7 p.m. and you go until 7 a.m. So you're just, you're on that graveyard shift, and that's a challenge in itself just to have, different hours and to work. I'm not a night owl. So I'm a let's go to bed at 9 p.m. type person. So that's always challenging to me. So I always have to train my body and sleep, to get that schedule going. I don't know how nurses and firefighters, they do it. Kudos to them. But so that was a big challenge. And the challenge of I don't have any kids, and I haven't adopted a child, and so having to get into that mindset of what it would really be like, having to go through miscarriages and not being able to hold a child, and then adopting even though you want a kid, but it's still sad that it's not yours, and how can you connect with it? Like there's all of these things that she's dealing with, that I personally haven't dealt with. So I had to do a lot of research, and that was challenging just because it's not something I know.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And what message do you hope viewers take away from Scenes of the Preacher's Wife after watching it?
Oh, the message.
Yeah,
Well, I hope it's a good plot twist. I hope it's something that they don't see coming. Um,
okay.
but the message I would say is it's really just, overcoming your demons, anything that you're scared of, just really facing it head on and not being scared of the outcome. And I think we can all take something away from that you know, as we go through life, is to just not be scared, just really go for it.
Yes. And what was your favorite scene to film in the movie and why?
My favorite
Scene to film in the movie.
scene to film. Oh gosh, what was my favorite scene? There was a lot of fun. I always love a good fight scene just because it's so like physical and there's a lot of choreography. We had an amazing stunt coordinator. And it was actually his daughter that played my daughter, which is really cool. But yeah, so we got to do a lot of stunt choreography. And so that's so much fun to do. And I'm a dancer, so I like the physicality of that.
Yes. And finally, what can viewers expect from your character and the overall story of the Scenes of the Preacher's Wife? And why should they tune in to watch it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of twists and turns. So you should tune
Yeah,
in because it's just a fun summer thriller that everyone can enjoy. And I think everybody can relate to one of the characters in the film, in some way or the other. So I feel like it's relatable as much as it is fun to watch, and it keeps you on your toes. So I'm excited to see what people think.
great. And the last question, what can you tease about your next projects other than this?
Yeah, so I still have there's a couple more. I have another Christmas film that'll be coming out this holiday season. And I have another rom-com that still hasn't come out yet. We haven't had an exact timeline, sometime this year, I think. So yeah, so there's some more that'll be a little bit more of a lighter, happy note. That'll be very contrast to what this film is. So stay tuned. There's still a lot more coming out.
Yeah, great. And thank you, Anna Marie, for joining us today and sharing your experience.
Of course. Thanks for having me again.
Remember that Scenes of the Preacher's Wife will premiere Thursday, June 29th on Lifetime. And thank you for watching us. Bye!
Bye.